Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. So, as promised, I said I would come on today at noon and talk about how to live with purpose or how to shift and essentially living and leading with truth and power and dedication and authenticity. And I was prepping for this live for this video, and what came through for me to talk about was honesty, because honestly, I was prepping for this and I thought, who am I to be talking about this topic? And I'm just gonna kind of let that sit in for a minute. Who am I to talk about leading the leaders essentially of the world and also talk about truth, dedication, authenticity, and power behind our mission in this world, or my mission in this world? So I just want to take this time to be really honest about that. And now that I say it out loud and share that out loud, most likely there's a lot of people out there who are thinking the exact same thing. Because I know if I'm thinking it and feeling it, then someone else is as well. So if you're in that spot, honesty, just being super honest with yourself, like talking about shifting into your purpose and into leadership, and just shifting when you don't really know where to go, it's honesty, right? And it's openness and willingness to get messy. Because honestly, when I first started on this journey, I did not think that this was where I would be. I did not think I would be a leader. I didn't think of myself in that kind of way. And other people did, because I've been told from other people that I have a gift and I have a calm demeanor, but it's also serious and declarative and direct. And a lot of people wouldn't think that that would come from me, but it does. And so, just for transparency and authenticity, if you would have told me 5 years ago, if you would have said, hey, Brooke, this is where you'll be, this is what you'll be doing in 5 years, I would have said, oh, hell no. That's not right, because I had a lot of things to work through. So if you've been on this journey with me, you know that as humans, we struggle a lot. Over this past weekend, I did yoga teacher training, and we learned about the Buddha and his Four Noble Truths. The first one is that we all suffer. All human beings suffer. We all live through death. We see death in our lives. We see poverty. We see illness. So all of us suffer. And I feel like for me to lead is to tell some stories within my life, and also come and be really honest. And so with that, with talking about how you shift, right? So that's the whole reason why I am a great leader, is because I am willing to be really honest, and I'm willing to say, this is a thought that I had coming into this live video. And that is a thought that I continue to shift through. And now I can shift through it and say, actually, Brooke, you know what? You've done a lot of work. You've put in the work. You've been serving people for almost a decade. And if we're going to be honest, I've been serving people my whole life. And so I come back to those ideas and those truths, right? They're not ideas, it's truth. So I come back to the truth that I know within me, because people have said things to me along the way in my life, and I'm sure you can identify with this. People have probably said things to you along your path in life that was not true to you, right? It wasn't true to you. And so you know what those things are. For me personally, if I think about it, things that were not true for me was about confidence. So if someone said to me you're lacking confidence, when I was in graduate school and I'd have to do presentations and I would get really anxious and nervous about it, someone would say you're just not confident. Or they wouldn't say that directly to me, but it would be indirect, and then say that's something I have to work on. which is great, yeah. But then I take that label and say like, oh, I'm just not confident. Like I have anxiety, instead of I'm a person who lives with anxiety just like everyone else in the world, right? And so it's those little shifts in our mindset, because our mindset is key. You know, when I like ran groups and I would talk to my clients all the time, and I'd say, just, you know, look at your mindset, see what you can shift, see what you can move around. And that's something that I do, that I choose to do on a daily basis, because I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't choose on a daily basis to show up as the leader that I know that I'm here to be. And so if you're in this spot where you're like, okay, I know that I'm here to lead, I know I'm a leader, I know that I have so much to give back to myself and my community and the people around me, then look at your mindset. Ask yourself questions, be curious, and be open and willing and honest enough with yourself to shift through any thought that comes up for you that keeps you from like what you think is possible for you. Because another thought that came through for me was just that thought of I'm not enough. You know, I'm not enough. Who am I to do, you know, same kind of thing. Who am I to do this? So many other people are out there doing this. Like, how am I going to make a living out of that, right? But it doesn't matter. Like, if it feels true to you, if it's your truth, then lead with honesty, lead with openness, lead with willingness, and know that if it feels good to you, then do it. You know, but it all starts with that mindset, and know and ask yourself, like, how does this thought make me feel? Because when I had that thought of, like, who am I to talk about this topic? Like, I felt like my heart started racing and I felt really anxious. But then I get on here and I remember who I am, and I remember everything, like who I'm here to be, what my purpose is, all the work that I've done, all of the education I have. I remember all of that. And education can be education, or it can be experience. Like, a lot of my clients I work with, they might not have the education, but they have so much experience and so much connection, like, to source and to universe, that they're able to shift and move exactly where I am today without like a title, without a background in like Western education. So I took that route, which is totally fine. Some people don't, and that's okay too. So the main thing of this is I just really wanted to come on and be just super honest with where I'm at, and talk about just shifts within my mindset and within my energy field and within my feelings. Because once I shifted that thought to say, hey, I'm actually like here to be a leader, and this is what I'm doing, and I decided a long time ago that this is what I'm here to do, then I felt joy and compassion and excitement, right? Just to be able to come onto a platform and share with others just what are my thoughts and what's my mindset and how do I shift that. Like, if I can do it, right, then anyone can do it. I'm not unique or special. I'm another human being just like you. So it's moving through that, and also knowing that you can make your own rules. Like, things do not have to be cut and dry. They do not have to be like everyone else, how everyone else is doing it. Like, if you're going to live in as a leader, and you're going to lead in true authenticity and purpose and dedication and power and strength, then you make your own rules. Like, in this world, we get to do that. Like, life is too short to not make our own rules. And this does not mean like to go out and do, whatever the hell you want, but it's just like you can do that. But ask yourself, like, is it in aligned with who I want to be, who I'm here to serve, and what I'm here to do in this world? So for you, if that's I want to make a greater impact, then it's standing in that and coming from that space of, is this in alignment with my vision? Like, the first thing I have clients do with me is write out, a vision. Like, what is your vision in life? What do you want? What do you see? What do you desire? right? And so everything that they can wake up every day and read that, and then we make our choices based off of that decision. Like, is this in alignment with my vision on a daily basis, every single day? So I wanted to keep this short, but I wanted to read one thing that was super interesting for me that I heard. It's actually like an Apple commercial, which this does not mean I like support Apple or anything like that. I do have an Apple iPhone, by the way, or an iPhone. But I wanted to read this because it really just dug into what I was thinking and like what's been kind of running through me. And then we'll finish up. So you have no idea what you're doing. This is great. Yeah. People who know what they're doing know the rules, and they know what is possible and what is impossible. You do not. The rules on what is possible and impossible in the arts were made by people who had not tested the bounds of the possible by going beyond them. And you can. So my question to you is, are you willing to rewrite the rules? Are you willing to rewrite the rules of your life, of society, of the world? And if you're willing to do that, then it's time to do that. Even if you don't know the way, even if you have thoughts like mine, like, who am I to do this? That's okay. You're in great company. You're in wonderful company. Like, I know that thought, but I'm willing to rewrite the rules, so therefore I'm willing to shift on a daily basis. I'm willing to be honest with myself, with others. I'm willing to be willing, just willingness to try something new, to try something different. And I'm going to be open while I'm doing it. I'm going to be open to feedback. I'm going to be open to changing a lot of things within my life, and be okay with that. Get really uncomfortable, because it's just a feeling. It's not for the rest of your life. I think that's all that needed to come through. But I love you guys. If you're watching this, thank you for taking your time out of the day, or out of your day. I'm so grateful for anyone who decides to listen to what I'm talking about and what I'm passionate about. So I just want to take this time to honor you and appreciate you. And I'm sending so much love and peace and compassion and kindness. And yeah, so just thank you for being here. Love you guys.